Let me ask, permitting doesn't mean build, correct?
Correct.
And I think my colleagues need to understand that. The markets will determine whether these get built, at a lot of jobs for steel workers, a lot of jobs for laborers. These LNG facilities are major construction projects, and that would be good for the economy also. My colleagues need to, I've spent 18 years as a member of Congress dealing with these Eastern European issues. I've spent 3 years on the West German border. I have a passion for freedom and democracy in the former captive nations. To my friend Mr. Rush, who I know shares the same thing, these countries are already seeing benefits of lower natural gas prices because of the ability to export. They're already able to negotiate. I want to read an article from Climate Change Science and Technology on 6 March. Last week, Lithuania took another important step towards the creation of its own liquefied natural gas terminal. The floating storage and regasification unit that is being built in South Korea by Hyundai Heavy Industries was put to water for initial testing and christened by Lithuania's president. The ship should arrive in Klaipėda, the location of Lithuania's LNG terminal, by the end of the year, and it is planned for initial processing of LNG to start in December. So these countries, my opening statement was just a passion plea. These countries need to free themselves from the extortion of Russian energy markets. And it's not just Eastern European, it's the Western European countries too. 50% of energy in Western Europe is from Russia. This is a big deal, folks. And now let me tie it to this whole FTA, WTO debate. We don't have a free trade agreement with Europe, is that correct?
It's my understanding.
So if we want to help Europe, we have to move to the WTO format. There was another bill that I sponsored by Mike Turner. I'm a member of the NATO Parliamentary Assembly, and that was to grant this same provision to NATO countries. And in the permutation of how legislation gets written, it was deemed an easier way to include the WTO members than to go to a defensive treaty alliance type issue. Again, I want to make sure that I highlight in this day and age, at this time in the world's history with what is currently going, if you have any interest in a democratic free Europe whole and free, this is a big deal. And I don't want it's just the Russians extort by trade, they extort by energy, they get involved in political campaigns, legal and illegally. This is not, we're not making this up. Talk to any ambassador from a Eastern European country of Russian influence to try to destabilize their country. This is our opportunity. Another way, without troops, bringing a measure of security to our European friends. And of course, Shimkus is ethnically Lithuanian. I'm glad that we have, they have moved on an import terminal at great expense to them. They have already seen the benefits of being able to negotiate lower natural gas prices because of the acknowledgement that now they're going to be able to go to the world market outside of Russia for their energy needs. So I want to thank you for the permits that you have already rendered. I hope that you would keep an open mind on this bill and the WTO implications for our allies in Europe. It is a key component in this current struggle that we have. Thank you for your work, Mr. Chairman. Great hearing. I want to thank again Mr. Gardner. There couldn't be a more important time to move this legislation than now. So with that, I'll yield back my time.
Gentleman yields back.